So taking on a new project. So I've never teched a pistol before, so I thought I'd have a go and might as well document it on video. So this is the Tokyo Marui M&P 9V Custom. And we're going to try and fit some parts to it. So let's chrono it first, see what we're shooting at. So we're going to use ASG Devil Blaster .2s. I better stick some glasses on. And we're using just Nuprol 1 because it's currently 25 degrees where I am. So let's give it a, got my trusty shoe to shoot into. That's 283. So next one, I've got 10 shots. Gonna see how quick we can get it to cycle with successive shots. So overall, it shoots kind of like you'd expect any TM to shoot. It's got fairly fast cycle speed, very gas efficient, even on .2s. So the first thing I didn't like about the M&P is this trigger here. You can see it's got another trigger safety at the bottom, and it's a bit spongy. So the first thing to switch it out for is this Dynamic Precision, and it's a match trigger. So it's got the Glock style safety on the trigger there. So we're going to put that in. We've got, to try and get it cycling a little bit faster, we've got the Cao guide rod with the short stroke at the bottom and the improved recoil spring. We've got a 150 hammer spring that I haven't decided whether I'm going to put that in yet, but picked it up just in case. And for this one we have the Garda enhanced metal hop chamber with all the little gubbins in it. So hopefully we'll be able to improve cycle speed, trigger response, and get it to hop some heavy BBs, because the plan is to use 0.32 grams through this, and at the moment the best I can hop is a 0.25. So first thing I think we'll do, because it's the simplest, is we'll get this Cao guide rod open. Let's have a look. So we've got 3 different levels with this of short stroking. So these metal bearings at the bottom, there's three different levels. So I've been told that if I have all 3 on, it stops the mag catch working. So I'm going to stick with just 2 and see how quickly we can get it to cycle. So let's take down the MP. It's nice and simple. It takes down kind of like a Glock. So it's got the lever on the side here that you push that down and the slide just comes straight off. And you'll notice, take the guide rod out from here, just push it forwards, lift up and pull back out. And this one is just a full drop-in set, so we don't need to take the guide rod apart. Everything comes in one piece. So that one sort of straight in. Yeah, nice and simple, super quick to fit. Now let's see how fast it'll cycle. So I've loaded 15 BBs. I'll just re-gas the mag, just so we know there's a decent amount in there. Give you more of an accurate look at what it's going to be shooting. Bearing in mind the plan is to use green gas with this. I'll put the glasses back on again. So we'll do the first 5 shots, we'll do as chrono, see if anything's changed there. Got shot number 1, 279, 276, 276, 276. Finished on 273. So no change in the power. Now let's do a cycle and see what difference this has made. There you go, mag empty. I'd say it definitely feels a lot snappier than using the stock one. So next, I think we're going to have a go at fitting this match trigger. Now this is the bit I've never tried before, so it should be interesting. So let's get this match trigger open and have a look at it. Gonna need a knife. Parts. So, fully metal trigger, fully CNC'd, even the trigger safety, all fully metal. It's got quite a nice feel in the hands to it so far. So the spring's pre-installed on the Glock style safety, so at least that's one thing we don't have to fit. We do have, there's a very small grub screw, which I don't think it's going to let you see, but that fits in this hole just underneath the trigger here, and apparently lets you tweak your trigger pull, but we shall find out when we fit it. So first things first, there's 3 pins that we need to knock out here. So I'm going to try and do this as gently as we possibly can. So there is number 1. So that's loosened it up there. I'm going to take this one. I'll take grip harder section off. Get the grip off. There we go. Right, let's knock the second pin, which is right at the back, out. I'll go for a bigger one this time. So I took the trigger box out of my Glock before, and that's the closest to pistol teching we've ever really got. So this is the first real go. So that's the back pin. I'm terrible for forgetting where things go, so I always like to make sure that we've got them roughly put in the right place so I can remember. That side. Must be right. I remember that most of the body of Tokyo Marui is actually made of polymer, so we're going to try not to break anything. There we go. That's that pin out. So that's the 3 pins out. Next, there's a screw on the inside right here, so we'll take that out. And then it should just lift out. Obviously taking care not to There we go. So there's our trigger box out. Now this is the nervous bit. Can't lose anything. So the fun part is working out how to get this. So I think it looks like there's only one pin. Takes that. Right, we're back. We're back. So now I've just got to punch this pin out here. Oh, look at that. That was easy enough. And there we have our trigger. Nice. So yeah, you can see the difference between the two triggers here. It's definitely got that match style. I'll hold them both up. As you can see, the curve and the flat trigger. So let's get that one fitted, shall we? So next is this pin here. Careful not to lose any bits though. Need a finish screwdriver. Push that through. Almost. Pliers and tug it out this side. Right, so that is the spring. Oh, look at that, annoyingly I've pulled it out, I've tapped it out the wrong way. So, I'll get rid of that trigger now. Surprisingly, I thought it was made out of polymer, but it's just this bottom bit that's made out of plastic. This top bit is actually metal. It's a bit reassuring. So now we're going for this one. Back. Had a little bit of a hiccup trying to get the spring back in. Mainly because, no me, forgot what way it went round. I'll give it a little tap. Got it in there. There we go. Got that trigger pull working nicely. Now's the fun part of getting this bit back in again. Lined up with everything else. So hopefully we can get all of this lined back up. There we go. Then get that in there. Get all these bits lined up together. Just give it a little love tap in. Gentle, because you don't want to damage the pins. I'm going to make sure they're going in a square. Which is what this guy does not want to do. Right, finally in. Finally in. Knocked out a spring on the way. Be careful when you're hammering the trigger back in. There's a spring that goes along here. Make sure, because that holds up your slide catch, you need to make sure that that spring doesn't go missing when you're refitting it. But there we go, got the trigger there. Seems to be working alright. So now let's get it fitted back to the piston. Okay, finally got it all reassembled. a million tools later. Then stick the slide on and we'll see if it works. And hopefully it does. Right, let's have a look. Yep. So I thought I'd go through one of the fun bits that I found just after I'd fitted it. I've been shooting rounds for it in the garden, and all of a sudden the trigger stopped working, wouldn't pull the hammer anymore. So what I realised is, when I was talking about this grub screw going in there and adjusting the trigger pull, that had come extremely loose and it didn't give enough grip on the hammer to actually pull it. So that's a thing to watch out for if you're ever trying to do it yourself. But now the trigger pull, now that I've adjusted it, go to here. So that is, so that's the wall there. I don't know how. And then break. And then if I do break, cock it again, you can hear it. That's the reset. So yeah, super impressed so far. So the next bit to do is going to be this hop chamber. Because we want to try and get it to hop the heavier BBs. Now I've actually got 2 hop rubbers. So I've got an Autobot 50 degree that I took out of a Mark 23 build that I was doing, which I've always quite liked Autobots. I've got one of the Modify X range to try. So I might try popping one of those in. And I've actually ordered one of the new Sniper Mechanic Flamingo buckings from Skirm Shop, because I'm a massive fan. They've worked. I've got one in my MP7 gas blowback. I had one in my Mark 23, had one in my VSR, and all of them have worked flawlessly for me. So I thought I'd have a go with the version 2 that he's just released and see how that goes. So I'm just waiting for that to turn up and then we'll get on the video. Right, so propane 0.2s, 266. Now I'm going to see how quickly. So I've got almost a full mag, so probably 3 off. We'll see how quickly we can empty them. There you go, mag empty. So this is the finished product of the match slide, the match trigger. So right there, looking and shooting perfect.